Hey, welcome back to the Too Fast channel. In today's tabletop review and unpackaging, we're going to take a look at another multi-bit screwdriver. This is made by Geinxurn, probably not how you pronounce it, Geinxurn. This is a 36-tooth chrome vanadium steel multi-bit screwdriver. Now, this is a follow-up to the Milwaukee 27-in-1 upgrade video that I just recently did. And I was contemplating on whether or not I wanted to compare the Milwaukee against other multi-bit screwdrivers. And while I was on Temu ordering some other items, if you're familiar with Temu, if you use the mobile app, periodically when you log into it, it will pop up with discounts for you if you're a regular buyer. 99% off or 90% off, and you can select one of the items that they choose for you, or you can choose from some other items. And so that happened the other week, and this multi-bit screwdriver popped up as a 99% discount. So I got it for the big price of 1 penny. I was already buying some other stuff, so I figured, well, I can spend a penny on this and see what goes on with it. So that's the story behind it, and that's why I bought it. I'm quite happy with the Milwaukee 27-in-1, especially after all the upgrades I did to it. But so we got this one, and let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It doesn't come in a box or any type of fancy packaging. It ships in this black bag. And it says Geinxurn magnetic ratchet screwdriver with 60mm double locking bit holder. Obviously made in China. So that's about it. Now, this particular screwdriver is available in a couple different flavors. You can get it with bits and without bits. So I elected to get this with a impact bit holder and no bits, because I'm not going to use their bits anyway. If they're not impact rated bits, they're trash to me. So, well, this is the wonderful packaging. We have the handle, and we have these two items. So we have a Geinxurn labeled impact bit holder, which does appear to have a magnet in it. So I'm going to take a look at this. Let me take a bit out. Let's see what we got going on there. Okay, so I do believe there's a magnet in there, and this has got a little metal. No, it's not a metal. It has a. Let's see. We're going to cooperate. Let's see. Can we see it? Can we see it? Can we see it? Right there, maybe. There's a ball bearing in there. So I don't particularly care for bit holders that have ball bearings with this little clip around it, because they end up falling apart. But it is there, and supposedly this is an impact rated bit holder. I didn't need another one, but it never hurts to have multiple ones. This is the shank that it comes with, and you can see the shank also has a ball bearing in it. It does not have a ball bearing in the end. It's just a magnet. The magnet does feel sufficient, and it does have knurling here. It's probably not impact rated, of course. And here's the handle. So if you're saying to yourself, That looks like the Amazon Basics. Well, you're right. It's basically, this whole thing is exactly the same, except for the color. The Amazon Basics, it's the Amazon logo, and it's blue instead of red. So even the bit storage pops up spring loaded, which I really like. I mean, if I had to say, I would love to have this pop-up bit holder on the Milwaukee, and that's pretty nice. So it's hard plastic with some rubber over molding, and then we have the ratcheting mechanism here, and obviously if we look, you can see down in there, there is a magnet. Is there a ball bearing in there? No, there is not. Now, I mentioned in my previous video that the Amazon Basic, all I could tell about the Amazon Basic was that the shank had a ball bearing on it. I couldn't tell if there was an actual magnet inside. Now, this with the ball bearing goes in, and it's in there. It stays. Okay, so let us try. Let's try this. Let's try this Klein shank, and you can see that there is a magnet in there. I'm doing my scientifically proven testing method of putting this in and pulling it out and trying to judge how much effort I have to use to pull this out. It's fairly strong. But the Milwaukee is stronger. Much stronger magnet. That's very obvious. Now, this setup, well, okay, my fault. I still have to learn not to pull on the socket when I'm pulling stuff out. I have to pull with the shank, not on the socket. That's in there. So this is usable. But this magnet is weak, and you can see in the end there, the shank doesn't go that far in, which, if we look at the Milwaukee, the shank goes much farther in to this assembly on the Milwaukee. So this could use some improvement. This should be deeper and should have a stronger magnet. And where it fails, if we jump up to this Klein flip socket here, we put it in, well, this will fall out. It's not, it's sticking in there, but I don't feel it's retained in there very well. And because it's not as deep and there's no ball bearing detent on the end of the shank right here, we got quite a bit of wobble. And I was playing with this earlier and I was shaking it and this kept falling out. Obviously it's not falling out now. So, I mean, it is usable, but for a penny, I think this is a great buy. Actually, I think it runs, normally it runs like $11 on Temu or something like that. $11 or $12. It's actually less money than the Amazon Basics, but the Amazon Basics comes with bits. This obviously didn't come with bits, but you can get it with bits. So what else are we going to look at? This is the shank. It comes with the Milwaukee. There's no ball bearing on this. And it does have quite a bit of wobble. You can see that's as far as it goes in there. Just right up to this recess. Now, I haven't actually used this for anything yet, I've just been kind of playing around with it, so I can't tell you how well it works with screws, but let's take a look at that. A little bit of wobble on that, but that's, you know, if this is decent plastic, it should be fine. Now the real question is the plastic here. I know, like on the LTT, they use Delrin for the material here. Obviously, this holds the at least it holds the Milwaukee bits in just fine, nice and tight. And they're not going to pop out. They're in there nice and tight. More so than the bit storage on the Milwaukee. Milwaukee's not quite as tight because it's probably not designed for these smaller bits. It's designed for those larger dual-ended bits. But you can see, like on the Milwaukee here, these are not held in as tight. Like this one right here just pushed out. I mean, they'll stay in there, but I definitely like how tight they are on this one. They're definitely not going to fall out. This one, it's usable, and of course this is the modified 27-in-1. I got rid of the double-ended bits and went with the single-ended Milwaukee impact-rated bits. This works. It's too bad this doesn't pop out like the other one, because that seems to be a real nice feature. So ideally, I'd like to take some features from both of these and combine them into one. But this seems to be usable. So now, as for the internals on this, I mean, who knows? You start putting some torque on this, I mean, the internals could snap. It's not an expensive screwdriver. But at the price point I got it for, I can't argue. You know, have it as a backup. Anyway, I'll actually put the link for this on Temu down in the description if you want to check it out. Temu actually has a lot of these Chinese named multi-bit screwdrivers. They've got a bunch of different ones, and I don't know, I might pick up, you know, if they offer me some smoking deals on some of the other ones, I'll pick those up too and just make a video of them. And you know, if I only have to spend a couple dollars on them, I'm more than happy to buy them just to do a tabletop review and talk about them and take a look at them. But anyway, so this is not going to be too long of a video. Just wanted to do a little bit of a comparison on these. Anyway, that's going to wrap this video up, and I'll catch you in the next one.